the word go forth.
Fool me once.
Are you fired up?
I'm not a crook.
Are you ready to go?
Shame on you.
It's Abe Lincoln's Top Hats, hosted by Ben Kissel.
Fool me, can't get fooled again.
Are you all set up, Marcus?
I'm good.
All right, welcome to the show, everyone. That's Marcus Parks. I'm Ben Kissel. Kat Timpf, you're back with us. Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you, people loved the last episode that you were on. They couldn't get enough of you. There was a gal, she sends me tasteful nudes, and she's a beautiful woman, and I love her very much. And she said that you were her spirit animal.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Wonderful gal. And then Travis Irvine is here as well.
I am nobody's spirit animal.
Yes, you are, Travis.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. You're the spirit animal of someone like, if Newt Gingrich's fart had a kid, that kid would call you his spirit animal because you're robust and you're a character and you're always out there causing mayhem.
It's a good kid.
He's a great kid.
He's a good fart kid.
He's a good fart kid. Newt Gingrich's fart child. Of course, he's a wonderful guy. You did this thing with James O'Keefe. James O'Keefe, for those that don't know, he was the leader of the Acorn Scandal, 2009. He was a fella. He walked into these places in California, the Acorn offices, and basically he pretended to be a pimp, and he was with a gal that pretended to be a prostitute. And we know for a fact they were not dating because he's never had sex.
That's right. That's true.
You were a part of this whole scandal.
Not that one.
Not the Acorn thing.
No. What happened was I graduated from Columbia Journalism School 2012, and they had this thing. James O'Keefe tried to sneak in to the school while I was a student there.
Okay.
And so the school started freaking out. They caught him on tape trying to sneak in.
What was he trying to do?
Yeah, what was he trying to sneak into?
He was trying to get even. There's some Columbia Journalism professor who wrote him an angry email late at night, clearly drunk, and just trash, fuck you, you're not journalism, you're not anything. And so James O'Keefe was like, well, I'm going to go punk Columbia Journalism School.
Would you say James O'Keefe is the Ashton Kutcher of journalist?
Yeah, yeah, that's generous. I don't know.
He's more of an O.J. Simpson from Juiced, which is the never-released reality comedy show that O.J. Simpson created.
No, it was released. You can buy it online for the low price of $19.95.
Oh, my goodness. If you don't know what we're talking about, Google O.J. Simpson Juiced right now and watch the promo video. It's phenomenal stuff.
After he was acquitted of murder, he did a hidden camera prank show.
And it was true, and it was very funny stuff. You know, usually when you do a hidden camera show, people look up and they say, I've been pranked and this is so hilarious. Yeah. But then they looked up and they said, I've been pranked. That's O.J. Simpson. I'm about to die. No.
That's an interesting next move. That's,
yeah. You kill your wife and the waiter that
start a reality
get
show.
away with it, and then surprise people with knives. Hey,
Second chance at life. I'm going to start that reality show I always wanted.
Oh, definitely. Oh, Tiff, you'll be great on a reality show.
Yeah.
You're made for it.
I know, right? I kind
Definitely.
of think the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm fascinating.
You are fascinated. Beautiful and fascinating. Those are a very rare combination. So, Travis, what do you think about that James O'Keefe guy? What do you think about this sort of sabotage journalism? Is it good or is it bad or is it on par with true journalism? Does this professor have a point when he emails Mr. O'Keefe late at night dissing on him?
I like it. I dig it. I think everybody should do it. I really do. I think everybody. I just think you should be doing it more on things that need to be exposed. You know,
as opposed to getting revenge on a professor who wrote you a snarky email.
Exactly. Things like let's catch some congressmen doing some things on hidden cameras.
I mean, no one wants to see him getting blown, though. It's just I watched that Paris Hilton sex tape. Can you imagine how gross it would be if Tom DeLay was the one eating her out?
Oof.
There's a market for that.
Yeah, there is.
You think so? A congressman like a Tom DeLay sex tape market?
There's a market for everything.
Timpf, you're into Ron Paul, so perhaps if Rand Paul had
sexiest man alive, right?
Who would be the politician that you most want to see have a sex tape released?
Ron Paul.
Ron, but let's say Ron's dead.
He was in the. He almost got punked by Sacha Baron Cohen in. Come on, was the gay one?
Bruno?
Oh, Bruno. Okay.
And Ron Paul, he ran out of there. He was like, "That guy's a queer." You guys remember that? Hey, it's great.
Sexy.
I do not recall.
Okay.
I like it though.
Yeah.
So you would just want to see Ron Paul in a sex tape?
Yes.
I mean, Do you think it's hurting the discourse though? Because obviously everyone's like super upset with each other constantly on a regular basis. Politicians are more closed off than ever because when they do try to show some of the personality, they look like Mitt Romney singing "Who Let the Dogs Out" in front of the black kids, and they just get scrutinized for that. Do you think ambush journalism is sort of like shelled up politicians to a point where that's why they can't relate to anybody? Because when they try, they just look absolutely ridiculous.
Oof. Anthony Weiner is a great example. Multiple.
But he ambushed himself.
I don't
he's
understand why anyone's mad about Anthony Weiner.
What do you think about this guy? The guy worked very hard for his body.
He can sext whoever he wants. Who
and
cares?
you think that's okay? But it was the lie. It was the cover-up.
It was everyone. That's who he sexed.
That's fine. That's fine. He should
Everybody.
enjoy himself.
Yeah.
He should enjoy himself.
Yeah.
Sexting, whatever. Like, come on. Sexting? He's bored, maybe, maybe
very bored, yeah.
He just wants to do some
Definitely bored.
sexting. He's got people who want to sext him. There's a need, there's a demand for his sext messages. All he was doing was supplying that demand, and everyone should chill out.
But then there was other things when he was running for mayor. There was the tape of him in the Caribbean Day Parade where he's like, "Is anyone here from Jamaica?" Did you guys see that tape?
I did not see
that. Was on
that.
The Daily Show. And then, of course, the big one was where he was arguing with some Orthodox Jewish guy.
This is the one I saw. Although the Orthodox Jewish fellow deserved to be yelled at because he was making fun of his wife because she's a Muslim.
Yes.
Great
I agree. Anthony worked very hard for his body, and when you work that hard and you train for it, what's the use if you don't expose? It's like cooking a good lasagna and not having anyone over for dinner. If you work that hard for your body, you should be able to show it to the world.
Send pictures of
Show
your
everybody.
lasagna to whoever you want.
Exactly. I agree. But you guys have both done sort of ambush things, and I did an ambush thing in New Jersey where I overturned that law, of course, the cross-dressing thing.
Great stuff.
At any point, do you feel like you're going too far, or do you want to push them too far in order to get the reaction you want?
I love ambush journalism.
Yeah.
Unless something were to happen to me.
Right, and then
I'd
it's
be
not
like,
so
this
good.
is not fair. What are you assholes? How could you do this? How could you do this to me? Who would do this?
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm totally support it.
That's the thing. That's the difference. Like, you had a camera fully visible when you did your fantasy. Your camera was fully visible, right? My camera for Occupy is fully visible. That guy stole my press pass.
And what was this Occupy thing you did?
That was 2011 during the Occupy Wall Street. And I just went and asked people questions. And at the very end, literally the last guy I talked to, he was some dickhead government official, and he just took my press pass. And then I was like, hey, that cost me $10.
Yeah, and did he get it back, or did he give you $10? He
Never
didn't
got
care.
it
Went and got that laminated myself.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He
Columbia's
took my
not cheap.
laminate.
Yeah. Laminator. Excuse me.
Well, I'm sorry. You're going to have to report that to the nerd, please.
Yeah.
We're the real police here.
And he threatened to get me kicked out of Columbia, too, because that was when
Really?
I was up there. Yeah. Oh, I was terrified for like a week until the video was hilarious.
Is that where you sort of fell in love with ambush journalism? Was during the Occupy Wall Street movement?
No, because there are two types. The James O'Keefe stuff is more ambushy because it's like the people I would be interacting with when I was doing that job. I'd have a hidden camera for a button,
right?
And they wouldn't know that they're on camera. I prefer the hey, I've clearly got a camera. What do you want to do about it? And I fell in love with that in college when I did a video at Halloween for the 2004 presidential election. I just literally asked all these drunk college kids in costumes.
I would assume they did not like W. Bush.
That was the surprise. They loved W. Bush.
Really?
That was the surprising outcome. It was like Ohio, and I didn't even realize it. I didn't edit it till 2008 and put it on the internet. And I was like, wait a minute. They were all Republicans. Like, all of them. They were just all a bunch of drunk Republicans in costumes.
Well, no, Timpf, you work for the campus reform, and the whole theory of campusreform.com is that there's no Republicans in college.
I was trying to think. I did do ambush journalism one time with that butt plug thing.
A butt plug thing?
A butt plug thing, yeah. Well,
so you put a camera on a butt plug, and then it was tough to get the footage.
Kind of.
Why is that woman walking on her hands?
Classic.
University of Maryland, which is a public university, so it's taxpayer money.
Right.
Did like a sex week event where they had like a workshop about sex toys. So I just went in there and sat in there with the camera and watched as this like woman like was like, and this.
How obese was she? Was she fat?
Of course she was fat as shit, you know. And like this wooden one, you can put it on your table, and your parents will never know that it was in people's butts. And
a wooden butt dildo.
A wooden butt, because it was like she was very, very, very big on eco-friendly sex toys.
Oh no!
Because if you're gonna put something in your butt, you need to make sure you're not hurting the environment.
No. Okay, first of all, if you're gonna get splinters in your ass, number one, and number two, no tree grew to the size that it could possibly grow. It loves the sun, and it can't wait to live a beautiful life, providing us oxygen. Next thing you know, this eco-friendly mad woman chops it down and puts it in her anus. I mean, this is upsetting stuff for the tree. Let's think about nature here.
Well, it was like health and safety. Like if you use a butt plug and then put it in someone's butt, if you're going to put it in someone else's butt, you should clean it before that.
Yes.
That's true.
I agree with that.
Yeah, obviously.
Unless it's going to cause an edit point in the porno, in which case, take it for the team.
Yeah.
But that's fine. So this was one situation. Did you film this?
I filmed it, yeah. And so it's like taxpayer money, and there's these kids in there. So, of course, everyone was all pissed off about it.
Yeah.
She was really gross. She was, like, talking about, I have to use these certain lubes, or my partner will get a yeast infection. Like, ew.
Yeah. She can't use the Wonder Bread she was using before.
Nobody wants to.
That's weird. I did a similar thing for O'Keefe. I went and secretly recorded one of those things at NYU, too. But it never saw light of day just because nobody gave a shit.
But these aren't the worst things happening on college campuses. Sex dildo classes. I mean, these are fairly par for the course.
Yeah, sure. Teach them how to use a condom and butt plug.
I'm just not sure what the demand is on college campuses. Like, there's the internet. If you have any butt plug questions, I'm sure you can go to the internet.
Yeah, you can get them answered.
Google when should I clean my butt plug?
Yeah.
If you don't have like the know-how to think, if it's something is in someone's butt.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Clean your butt plug just right after you use it.
Yeah.
That's what I always.
So it's ready to go.
Treat it like contacts.
That's what
just
you
put it in
do?
some saline solution. I've had a couple of butt plugs. I mean, and I'll tell you one thing. They dissolved. Yeah, they just dissolved right in there.
They just get lost.
Yep, I never found them again.
Oh, boy.
I was able to find very quickly thehealthybear.com.
The ultimate guide to butt plug use. I see.
Like that. From thehealthybear.com.
But James O'Keefe, he's out of butt plug talk. We can talk about butt plugs forever. I mean, these are the things happening on college campuses. He's in the news now because he recently talked to Ed Begley Jr. and what was the other gal, the actress?
That would be Mariel Hemingway.
Mariel Hemingway. And now she hasn't been heard about in quite a while, although a very attractive gal. But these guys are obviously large environmentalists, sticking with the wooden butt plug idea.
Yeah.
And they believe in global warming. Mr. O'Keefe, Travis, perhaps you can talk about this situation. Doesn't think it's happening.
Yeah. He the whole job that this was, and I was a part of this job, and I'm partially ashamed of it, but I also made a lot of money off of it, and that's always fun. But basically this job was James came to me, and this was the last job I was ever going to do for him, and I knew that. And this job was, he wanted to catch environmental filmmakers accepting donations, millions of dollars of donations to make movies, and the money was supposed to be coming from Middle Eastern oil. So I played Brandon Turner.
So they actually give you a different name, very CIA undercover, very Valerie Plume, all that.
Before it was never like this. I've been doing jobs since the whole Colombia thing, when he invaded Colombia, and then I got a job with him. I was like, this will be funny because I'll work for James O'Keefe, and everybody hates him.
Let's not overuse the word invaded.
Yeah.
I mean, invaded makes it seem like, tanks and something was actually going to get destroyed.
Ambled up Broadway would probably be.
Okay, right. So this one, he wanted it to be huge, and now he's put it out there, and it's the same deal. I think Fox News cares.
Right.
They're the ones that I'm looking at the headline right now. Hollywood's war on U.S. energy.
Yeah.
James O'Keefe says he has more celebrities, ammunition on tape.
Yeah.
More on this. Exclusive. James O'Keefe exposes Hollywood environmentalists.
So basically, I contacted these filmmakers and was like, I'm Brandon Turner. I represent a PR firm. We want to invest in an anti-fracking movie. Would you like to have a meeting? And then once the meeting was set up, that's when I spilled the beans about, look, the money is actually coming from Middle Eastern oil. Are you cool?
Oh, so you're the one who tells
cool with
them.
it? I didn't do the Ed Begley celebrity meetings. I didn't do those. I set those up. I talked to the filmmaker Josh Tickell, who's like the big target in here.
Okay.
And then my job was to be like, Josh.
Blackfish guy?
No, that was another guy.
You read Blackfish, the CNN documentary?
Blackfish, that I don't know whose documentary it was, but I watched it like 4 times, and now I'm like a whale activist.
Yeah, the orcas. You got to save
it
the
worked
orcas.
on me.
orcas,
It worked on me. The
Definitely.
emotional
It's a great
documentary filmmaking.
Great film.
Yeah.
So you know this guy, so you're telling people it's all coming from Middle Eastern oil, and what was their reaction when you said that?
They were fine with it. So that's kind of the thing. They were like, okay, yeah, we'll cover it up and blah 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 blah. And
so they literally said they're going to cover up the fact that this huge environmental movie is going to be funded by oil companies.
Exactly. That's what they said. And then my job was to be like, do you have any celebrity friends that we could put in the movie so the movie's really good? And could we set up a meeting with those celebrity friends to make sure they're cool with it?
Right.
And then we brought in like a Muslim guy or a Muslim.
So you're telling
guy.
you asked for celebrity friends.
Yeah.
And they brought you Ed Begley Jr. and Mariel
right.
Hemingway. They should have just
goddamn
said,
right.
no, I have no celebrity friends.
Yeah.
Ed Begley Jr.
He's huge. Was he in the Shaggy Dog 2? Or
I have no idea.
second
who
one?
that is.
You know Ed Begley Jr. He's that guy.
So this seems like actually kind of a cool thing. It's kind of a good idea. I mean, it reminds me sort of, I used to do John Fugelsang's show on Current TV before Al Gore, of course, the huge environmentalist, sold it to the Saudis, which I assume James O'Keefe probably got this idea from.
Right.
It seems like something that's sort of relevant, and it's nice to, sort of reveal this kind of hypocrisy. Is it solely his douchiness that makes this not get national press, or do you think there is some sort of liberal vendetta against the whole thing, the whole anti-believing in global warming movement?
For him, it's an establishment thing. I think he feels the establishment is out to get him. But the fact is, he probably got the money for this job from actual oil companies and things like that.
So he did take the money from the oil companies.
I don't know.
As long as they're not Middle Eastern.
That's right. Only Canadian oil.
From Texas, and they're American. They're good. They're real good. Now, Kat actually went to a party at James O'Keefe's. And everybody hated his guts.
I mean,
people didn't like him
no, but somebody, there was a Fox News contributor there who told him that, hey, the kind of people here want to have a conversation. Can you turn the music down? And he did it.
He turned the music down because people wanted to have a conversation.
Yeah,
the whole point of music is to drown out bad conversation.
Right. He was very, very nice to me.
Yeah,
I like James just fine. That's the other thing.
I'm sure he wanted to bang you, and I think he
probably wants to bang me too.
Exactly.
Well, he had a very nice apartment. It was a very nice apartment.
Where does he live at?
Hoboken.
He lives in Hoboken. Of course he does.
Yeah. But it's a very nice apartment, like a big bed in the middle of the whole thing with like the windows and the
well, you never know when you want to take a nap.
I met his father.
Yeah.
His dad was at the party?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. James O'Keefe II.
So it was a good time at the O'Keefe house.
Yeah. Gavin McGinnis was there.
Right. But this is just a guy trying to get famous off of other people's business, right? Off of other people's shame, public embarrassment.
Wait, aren't we all trying to get famous?
Yeah.
Well, I don't like to be famous. I think it's a side effect of good work.
That's what I was
Look,
hoping. Yeah.
I think being famous is all that matters.
Yeah, Timpf, you're a woman.
If I don't get famous in a legitimate way, think about if I don't think I could kill anybody.
No.
But if I could, I would be huge on the crime show circuit.
We would talk about you every day.
There are plenty of shows just for females who kill people. Like
Absolutely.
if you're a dude, you can still do Dateline 2020. But if you're a female, you also get Deadly Women. You also get Snapped on the Oxygen Network.
That's true.
You also get Women Who Kill. You also get Wicked Attraction, if it can be related back to a super sexy sociopath dude that you fell in love with. There's a huge market for female murderers out there.
Get out of your apartment. Leave your apartment. Jesus Christ. Go to more James O'Keefe parties.
You guys invite me places.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Travis, you ran for mayor. You had an opportunity to see what the other side of political life is, which is being the candidate. I mean, it must be for a person who has done sort of ambush journalism in general, and you like to get dirt on people. It must have been difficult to be the candidate and having people try to drudge up information about you.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, nobody cared at all. Gave a shit. They were like, oh, this kid's still here. Okay. All right. No, there's plenty all you had to Google, just YouTube me on, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's all you just find an old comedy set from 2007, and I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you had long hair and everything.
Yeah, there was actually. I remember when I first started the congressional campaign in 2010. There was a website called. It was like an Ohio Red State blog, and they ran a thing like libertarians should really get to know Travis Irvine.
Oh, that's nice.
They pointed out all the times I had worked for like a Democrat or supported a Democrat. And then at the end they're like, Irvine needs to know that political opinions don't just sway with the comedy crowds.
Wow, you had a smear campaign. You were swift-boated.
And I would never forget that when I actually debated my actual congressman, he brought it up. He was like, your old boss, Chuck Schumer, Travis.
Oh.
So somebody was giving him dirt, and so it was just funny that a congressman, my congressman I never met, was digging up shit on me and then spitting it right out at the debates.
But this is
in
the
front of
fun.
everybody.
This is the fun thing of politics, right? Have we lost the fun of
that's what I'm
politics?
saying,
Does,
it's
does
fun.
no one understand how enjoyable a good, violent debate is, where there's no fist flying, but tears are about to be crying?
Yeah, well,
You know, that's the whole point of them.
yeah, well, now we're all worried about microaggressions.
What's a mic? See, this is the thing. We were talking about this last week's episode, how everyone's just becoming extremely pussified. And this is why it happened with this guy who, wounded 13 and killed 7.
Yeah.
This kid who, no woman will have sex with me. I mean, he's a very handsome guy. I would kill to look like this guy. And everyone would have had sex with him. He just needed to not be a sociopath.
Right, they were probably like, oh, man, this kid. He called himself the Supreme Gentleman.
Supreme
I'm the
Gentleman.
Supreme Gentleman. Let's fuck. Yeah, that's probably not going to work.
I mean, Kim Jong-un doesn't even call him that.
Yeah.
Tell himself that. It's madness. So do you think that that's hurting politics? Is people are just so sensitive now when they see a good debate, when they see two people going after it, they're just like, I can't deal with it.
They're seeing the headlines of them being a racist or them being a misogynist or them being oppressing. I hate that, saying like if you call someone like the wrong pronoun because you can't tell they're a dude when really they're a girl, that's oppressive.
Even if they
like people in other countries would blow your head off for having a mustache and a dress on. Like you're not being oppressed.
Right.
You can find another way to be interesting. I have faith in you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. So I feel like the overall discourse could be we can deal with it. People pretend like it's more violent now than ever. But back in the day, folks were getting shot on a regular basis.
Oh, absolutely not. This is right now. The Earth is the most peaceful that it's ever been. There are less wars. There's less crime. There's less murder. We've never been more at peace as a species.
But you wouldn't believe it. But you would not believe it if you followed the news today.
Right.
It's because of the World Wide Web.
So we just know everything. We
Right.
know everything that happens everywhere. We know shit that happens in the Australian outback. Some fucking weird dude goes on a kangaroo cull and kills 1,600 kangaroos.
Right.
We wouldn't have known about that before, but now we do, and now we can talk about mass animal die-offs when this type of shit happens all the time.
So is too much information bad? I was thinking about this the other day. I mean, the irony of the internet, we have all the information that we could ever fucking want. People are meaner and ruder than ever on it, and more people are just shutting down. There's almost a chilling effect when it comes to the internet now, where people don't want to comment on anything because they're worried about the retribution.
Yeah.
I mean, how does this? I mean, what? Because this is the new face of news and information. Everyone has a voice. My question, Travis: should everyone have a voice?
Yeah.
You like it?
No.
I feel like they shouldn't.
Yeah.
That's right.
No.
That's wrong.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, Timpf.
Nah.
Perfect.
Everyone just says what they think you want them to say so that they don't like tweet about you and like write about it, and next time someone Googles you, they're like, oh, she's a racist.
But you get shit on all the time for being a
I
Republican
get shit
gal.
all over. I get shit all over all the time.
Well, this isn't about your sexual fantasies.
Yeah. But no, people. I stopped I a lot of people say, oh, I stopped reading YouTube comments on videos of myself. I don't, because I like any kind of attention, really.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like people say horrible things to me that I'm stupid as shit. You know, fuck her. You know, I want. Somebody said that they wanted to rape me. You know,
they wanted to rape you.
They wanted to rape me until I was a Democrat, which is, I think that's how people become Democrats.
Yeah.
As far as I know.
It's that guy.
They wanted to rape you until you were a Democrat.
Yeah, which is an interesting strategy.
I thought Karl Rove had a bad whisper campaign against McCain.
But
this is a whole
It's an interesting strategy to get me to see your point of view, sir.
Yeah.
I'm gonna choke her until she becomes a Federalist.
Oh, very good.
There's a lot of horrible, crazy people. The feet thing.
What's the feet thing?
I'm like my feet. I'm on wikifeet.org.
I didn't even
.com or
Google
whatever.
this, Mark, if you could.
Can you please register and rate my feet? Because I'm pretty sure they're only a 4 right now.
Okay, so you're on WikiFeet. And how do people know what your feet look like to begin with?
Because
Is it Fox and Friends?
My Facebook is public, and it has to be public for my job, and my Twitter has to be public for my job. So they'll like find pictures I posted like at Disneyland with my mother and my sister, and like find my feet. And then
they'll zoom in
on my feet and like all these pictures. Oh my God, that picture made it on there. I almost didn't post that picture of my cat leggings because I was worried my feet would be on it.
Oh yeah, well you're wearing the same shoes today.
Oh,
Great
no,
feet.
Great pants though.
Oh no, there I am. There's my feet.
There's more feet.
Yes.
Wait, what's my rating right now? Still 4 out of 5.
Nice feet.
Out of
That's
5,
nice
4
feet.
out of 5 is
That's
good.
actually
I thought it was out of
Those
10.
are good feet.
Nice
Those are
feet.
good
Yeah,
feet.
for all the
Nice
for all the
feet.
listeners out there, go to Marcus. What's the website?
Wikifeet.com/Katherine_Timpf.
Yes,
Please
go.
vote my feet the highest rating.
Let's get her a 5. Let's
Get her a
get
5.
Kat's feet a 5 right here. Democracy in action.
Is your shoe size a 7?
No.
Well, that's what they listed as.
I'm glad
probably
they
part of
yeah.
it.
Is that
It's like-
better?
I'm like
part of the
between
problem.
a 7 and an 8. So
Well,
it
let's go
varies
7.
based on the shoes.
Yeah, I
but I
think-
say 7 because it makes me sound cuter.
Yeah, of course. You
But-
can't sound any cuter than that.
Somebody actually came up to me in a Dwayne Reed last week and like asked me to take my headphones out and was like, "Can I pay you to take pictures of your feet?"
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Wait a minute, what size are you?" And I told him like 7.5, 8. And he was like, "Oh, never mind. I was looking for a size 9." He walked away. And he was
Well,
like
you didn't do well.
He was like a man in a business suit and
I
like
don't
very
know
like
about this.
what
Yeah.
what?
It's a strange fetish, the foot fetish. But everyone's got something.
Nobody's got something.
I mean, this guy, this WikiFeet guy, is constantly posting on all my Instagram, all my like Twitter stuff, and saying, "What's your shoe size? What's your shoe size?
Yeah.
What's your shoe size?"
Does that feel bad as a lady? I mean, you're a very smart gal. You've been on the news shows multiple times, a regular guest on Red Eye and Fox and Friends, those other programs, and you're just being discussed for your feet, not your brains. Does this hurt your feelings?
It's kind of annoying. Like I Google myself a lot because come on, let's
You're a
all-
sociopath.
Yeah. Well, I'm not a I'm self-involved, but I wouldn't go that far. But and
you sit
like,
in your apartment alone,
and
having
Google
an enjoyable
myself.
time, Googling yourself watching a show called Deadly Women.
Yeah, 100%.
Women who
All of
kill,
those things
yeah.
are true, but that doesn't say something about my overall character.
It is the character.
And it's like what auto populates is like Katherine Timpf hot, Katherine Timpf age, Katherine Timpf body, Katherine Timpf feet.
How
and I'm
far
like,
is it
I'm
down?
a journalist.
Yeah, how far does it get down before it's Katherine Timpf journalist?
Smart.
It's not there. And I am smart, but it's
You are
like,
smart. You're brilliant.
At the same time, I would get upset probably if like I was on a show and I was not in the leg chair.
Of course.
You
As soon
know?
as you're out of the leg chair, you're done. I mean,
I
you
want
wanna
to be
stay
on the
there.
leg
You
chair.
wanna
I
stay
want to
there.
be hot.
and explain the leg chair to our listeners, because a lot of people don't know what happens on television. That's all staged.
Well, Fox News has a brilliant business model. I really think they do.
They do.
They really do. Like, every time I've been on Fox and Friends, it's like I'm always on the tall stools with, my legs, because, it's like the dress automatically gets hiked up and,
and so someone comes and hikes up the dress.
but it's like now I flex. I'm always flexing my leg, right?
Yeah.
While I'm talking about
Well,
Obamacare.
you don't have to do it now. I gotta focus.
While I'm talking about Obamacare, I'm like, is my leg flexed? But and then like in Red Eye, when I'm
But
on Red Eye, I
meanwhile-
was on the leg chair, which is the chair on the end, and it's the thing, leg chair. Like I was tagged in all these tweets. Katherine Timpf looks great in the hashtag leg chair.
Right.
Hope to see more of her. And it's like, but I was also really funny.
Exactly. Very, very funny. Meanwhile, Greg Gutfeld is sitting there fat as hell, looking terrible,
Looks
and
like
and nobody cares. And his other stooges he has on the show, which I enjoy.
I mean, well, it's just like obviously you way more often see guys that are less attractive with hotter
know what?
girlfriends, and TV's like
Yeah.
that too. Like you can look how you want and be on TV, be on Fox. You have to, if you're a female, be attractive.
It's a little
You have
inside baseball, but you know who I want to see in the leg chair?
Who's that?
Tom Shalhoub.
Oh,
I
yeah,
love
yeah.
Tom Shalhoub.
He's on Red Eye all the time.
Constantly. He might take over as
Yeah.
the host.
Oh, what?
It's very popular. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I saw him there too. Yeah.
Where would Gutfeld go then?
Oh, I think he's busy with the 5. He's doing his whole thing.
Oh, the fuck.
Yeah.
I like Gutfeld. I
like
really
Gutfeld.
like
I
Gutfeld.
think-
Nice guy.
I think he was really fun. I like how he constantly says Barack Hussein Obama.
Yeah.
He's
It's
like,
his full name.
I'm on
Barack
Fox. I might as well
Hussein's
say his
Obama's
full
America.
name and anger everyone.
Travis, you had a huge feud. There was a fellow, his name was Jamie Kilstein. He's
Oh,
a
that's
comedian.
right. That's right.
And
That's
and he came after you because you were dissing on Obama for what would have happened?
It
What was
was,
the whole
it
thing?
was a whole different. It was a feminist thing. It was Lindy West was tweeting things about Kurt Metzger, and then I tweeted at her like, "Hey, what are you doing?"
What was she
Metzger?"
tweeting about Kurt Metzger?
She specifically retweeted a screen grab of Kurt Metzger's wall that Sadie Doyle had taken, where Metzger.
Who are these people?
Okay, Kurt Metzger's a comedian, big here in New York. Right,
Yeah.
writes for Amy Schumer's show.
Right.
It's
It's Comedy Central half hour, stuff like that.
Right, and I think somewhere in all the feminist dialogue of last year, he was the most vocal person. Who was like, "Fuck you guys, we're comedians, we're allowed to say whatever you want." I think it all started with Sam Morrill, and then you had Molly Neffel's piece in Salon, and then Patton Oswalt had to respond to it, and it was a whole thing. Right,
sure.
Right. So I jumped in at like the last minute. I thought it was all over, but I just saw this tweet from Lindy West.
And Lindy West is a writer from Jezebel.
Lindy West is a
right.
horrible.
You don't like Lindy. And Kat, let's get your opinions on Jezebel right after this.
I'm with Kat on this one. Absolutely. I didn't know what. So Lindy West, I just responded. She basically Metzger. He posted a lot of stuff on Facebook, and somewhere in there he outed himself as like 8 years ago. One time I was so mad I choked my girlfriend, and Sadie Doyle took a screen grab of it. And I'm sure he said it funnier. I'm paraphrasing it, or maybe less funny. He was like apologetic, like he clearly felt bad.
Maybe
but
she liked choking.
Yeah,
that's the thing. I'll tell you, there's
Sadie
a lot of
Doyle,
gals out there that do.
Sadie, well, it wasn't sexual. It was like an angry thing.
Sure.
And so Sadie Doyle screen grabbed it, tweeted it out there. Lindy West retweeted it. Molly Neffel retweeted it. I saw it, and I was just like, Lindy West, who's this lady? Why are you going after Metzger? What are we going to do about it now?
You're tweeting at her.
I was tweeting, and I don't know how to tweet. I'm a shitty tweeter.
Bad tweeter.
I think I got like 400 followers on Twitter. It was a dumb idea to even get involved, but I was just like, why are you going after Metzger right now, lady? This was 8 years ago. There's nothing we can do about it now. And I didn't even say that correctly. What I said sounded more like, well, what do you expect him to do about it when she's yelling at it made it sound
Well,
she's gonna get a bitch to shut the fuck up.
She can't breathe. She can't deep talk in her bullshit.
So your Twitter feed has sort of a Fonzie's best friend kind of voice.
Yeah, it was so dumb. And so what Lindy West did in particular, and this is why I don't like Lindy West, is that she's like a Twitter bully. Instead of just responding to me like directly or just replying to my tweet, what she did was retweeted my tweet and then tweeted another tweet of her own saying, this young man below is the reason why we need to continue to talk about blah 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 blah.
What was the thing? I mean, the thing was rape jokes, right? Or the thing was
just work against white males, educate white males about.
What do you think about this Lindy West?
Yeah, what do you think about her?
Here's what I think. I think this feminism. There's definitely issues. I've definitely faced discrimination in the workplace. I've been disrespected at various jobs. Yeah. And it's just really horrible because I can't even say anything about these things because I have people complaining about stupid things like if you say you guys, then that's oppression.
We talked about this in the last
society.
episode, yeah.
And it's like, so there's no place for like legitimate complaints because everyone's so sick of hearing them whine about absolutely everything.
You have a very interesting life because you work for a bunch of conservatives and you feel as if they treat you differently because you're a woman. You've missed out on promotions. Not
everybody. I've worked with a lot of bosses that have been wonderful. I've had a lot of jobs in the past couple of years. Journalism is like laid off here, get a job here. But have I had bosses that I felt that I didn't get respected by them because I was a female? Yes. And also, absolutely, where if like a male says fuck in the office, it's fine. But if I say fuck, then I'm not a lady.
Well, I mean, the guy probably says where.
Yeah. Well, no, it's
does it take you to the bathroom or something?
It's just like anybody who faces any sort of actual discrimination, they're not going to actually be listened to as much. Yeah. Because and like I said, the rape culture thing, people.
But Lindy West is the one who really, she's all about it. All these people for Salon and Jezebel.
She was the big cheerleader for it. Hold on, that was a sexist term.
Rape culture.
Damn it. I just can't not be.
Have you thought about not being a white male, Travis?
I'm trying so hard.
I don't think he looks white.
He doesn't. No, he's tan. He's attractive.
He's mixed with something, and he's lying to everyone. But
I keep getting that people tell me I'm foreign.
He's
that's good.
No.
Slavic.
Right.
You could be Slavic.
Slavic.
Slavic. Yeah.
Oh, but it sounds like they can't eat without a spoon. Oh my God, Slavic. Only soup for weeks. Yeah, I'm a Slavic. Oh, Slavic. That's the worst. You never want to be called Slavic.
No, Slavic's fine.
No, I mean I know it's a group of people, but no, I mean strong. Say strong, like strong John. Something Slavic. I mean, Timpf, you don't want to be with a Slavic. Well, whatever. It doesn't matter. Okay.
We're so great.
What do you think about all these blogs, all these feminist blogs? And this is really where the movement has taken over. A lot of steam, with the internet and whatnot. Jezebel, Salon, even Huffington Post to a large degree. Do you think this is helping out your voice? Does Jezebel represent your female voice at all?
No. First of all, I have a couple things. A couple things here. First of all, blaming rape culture, that phrase kind of gives rapists an out. Like,
sure,
you're raping someone, you're a rapist or you're not. You can be like, oh, it's the culture that it rapes somebody, and it's why is that? Also, the whole like you need to like sign a document before you have sex with somebody, and like, well, like, you know, like to
well,
make
if you're
sure
having sex with Derek Jeter,
make sure it's consensual. It's like there's like almost no faith in my ability as a female to be like, I don't want to have sex with you, so I'm not going to have sex with you. Or like every woman who's ever had sex, because there's supposed to be like this sexual revolution where women want to have sex too, and they can have sex with whoever they want.
Right.
And now it's like, oh, if a woman want to have sex, did she really want to, or was she pressured into it?
So
was she capable of making that decision? And that's more offensive to women than anything.
So the sexual revolution, you know, led by what was it?
Lindy West.
Well, you know,
Gloria Steinem.
Oh, of course, you have Steinem and Friedan and all these great
Betty
people.
Friedan.
Friedan, that's what I said. Friedan, yeah.
Betty Ford.
She had some crazy sex while she was drinking.
She's a party, bro.
Oh, yes, she was.
Fan.
Barbara Walters is retiring. And I love Barbara Walters, and everyone should.
Nancy Reagan.
Leave Nancy alone.
Lady Bird Johnson.
Leave Lady Bird alone, Travis. We are talking about Betty Ford here. Okay. Good God, Lady Bird, don't bring her up. It's madness. She was wasted in an interview with Barbara Walters, and it was one of the best things of all time. Anyway, what I'm saying is, she really got on Ford's cock.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt about it.
No doubt about
a good
it.
drunken woman. There's nothing better than a drunken woman.
You know, Nixon called his wife Buddy.
Buddy?
Yeah.
I like
that
that.
was his dog. I thought that was his dog.
No, it was his wife. Hey, Buddy.
You like it, Tim?
That's fine. I wouldn't mind being called Buddy.
Yeah.
It's like
that's more enduring than any sort of like guys say like, oh baby, bye, they're gone.
Right.
But like I have a lot of buddies that have been around for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ben's my buddy. He ain't going nowhere.
I can never leave because I have no career. But would you say that, so these blogs, do you think we've come now to a point of feminism where it's almost reverting back to where it was?
Absolutely.
Back in the 40s and 50s, where women feel less empowered than they should be.
It's humiliating. It's humiliating because there are still problems. There is still sexism. There is still discrimination. But now nobody thinks that there is because the shit that they're whining about is ridiculous.
Right.
So everyone assumes any sort of complaint, they just kind of put it in that category, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's like...
Do you feel like you would have less sexism in the workplace if you worked for more of a liberal institution?
I don't know about that. I think that it'd be like... It might be more under the table, but I feel like people might still think the same things.
Yeah.
Or... I mean, or I would hate to work. It would be that. It might even be worse to have people like tiptoeing around me to like not offend me. Like,
so at least you know what you're playing with.
Hello, Ms. Female. Like how? Just talk. Just talk to me like a person. Like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like, don't be so worried about offending me. That's what I'm so pissed off about. Is everyone's so worried about offending me because I'm a female that they won't have a real conversation with me. They won't like hit on me outright.
Right.
Like
but they're scared of you because you're beautiful. But I mean, this is sort of a double-edged sword, right? When you're very attractive as a woman, you have to be attractive in order to get on Fox News. But when you are attractive, people don't talk about your intelligence; they talk about your beauty.
It is a double-edged
But to be
sword.
there, you have to be attractive. So I mean, this is sort of a conundrum that a lot of women are stuck in, right?
It really, really is because I don't want to be unattractive. I don't.
No one does. I
wouldn't Google myself so much if I didn't like, you know.
I'll tell you one thing. I've never Googled myself because I know I'm unattractive. I can't. If I was beautiful, I would.
The best part is when I Googled you to get you on this panel that we're doing this week. The first pictures that come up of you are in a dress.
Yeah.
There we go.
And you look great.
Stunningly beautiful.
Yeah.
By the way, that panel that Travis just mentioned, come out if you're in the city. It's this Thursday. It is at Columbia University. What's the name of the
Book Culture? It's one of the official bookstores of Columbia University.
Yeah, Book Culture. Mm-hmm. It's at 7 p.m.
Rape culture, book culture. Well, everything's not a culture.
Everything's
Catherine's going to be there. Travis is
Jesus.
going to be there. I'll be there. Maybe Marcus could come.
on by.
Well, I think he's actually busy. You're working. Yeah,
Gonna
Marcus
be a
is.
party.
I don't need to be on panels.
We will be discussing.
You don't have to hold up the book. There's no.
There's no cameras.
There's no camera. It's a podcast.
We are going to
I
be.
just Yahoo searched myself because I've never
shit.
done that
Hold on.
before.
Well, let Travis finish the plug.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody's going to show up anyway. It's fine.
They're going to come. They want
Hold
to
the
see
book
us.
up and do the plug.
Okay. The book is called Comedy Under Attack, The Golden Age and the Headwinds by Carl Unagbu. I gotta learn how to say his name.
That's his Latin. Well, how do you spell it?
I'd say Unegbu.
I think it's I'm nervous about saying. Okay, yeah, Unegbu. I'm gonna say
Unegbu. Yeah, it's a tough name.
I'm gonna have to make sure he tells me how to say it before I do anything.
Yeah,
on the panel.
Yeah.
But anyway, it should be good. It's actually, I'm just gonna say it's an academic book, and it's clearly a book for people who don't know anything about comedy.
Right. Okay, Timpf, you Yahoo'd yourself.
Yeah,
which,
these
by
are
the way,
new.
why are you Yahooing yourself and not Googling yourself?
Because I always accidentally change my search engine on my phone to Yahoo instead of Google, and I don't know how to change it.
What does it say about you?
The only things that come up are Katherine Timpf, hot, Katherine Timpf bikini, and Katherine Timpf's measurements.
What about feet?
Not in this one. Google is feet, legs, and body, but measurements. So I'm so glad people are listening to my message.
Well, this is why we do the radio programs and the podcast, so people can only hear your voice and they're not distracted
my voice
by...
sounds like I'm like an old, weird, creepy rapist.
You do, yeah. As a matter of fact, if a man said the words that you say, I would imagine I was talking to Clive and Bundy.
I've had a cab driver. One time a cab driver in San Francisco offered me advice on how to quit smoking. And I don't even smoke just because the way my voice sounds. He didn't believe me. Only the e-cigs. By the way, my e-cigs out.
It's fine. Okay, we're almost done with the show.
I just binged myself.
You binged? Okay, Marcus, what's your bing?
You binged.
It says Marcus Parks, Cave Comedy Radio.
Very
and then
good.
It says Marcus Parks, captured by police.
There we go. Different Marcus Parks.
Different Marcus Parks. A lot of criminals.
All right, are you Googling yourself now, too?
I'm clearly binging myself right now.
Everyone's binging them. This is why the whole world is terrible. I'm trying to have a conversation.
America.
Everybody's on their own computers.
America.
I'm trying to run a podcast here.
We all have the right to think we're right.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. It's
Katherine Timpf age, Katherine Timpf legs, Katherine Timpf feet, Katherine Timpf hot.
All right, this is your Bing. Okay, well, let's end the Bing thing.
I just LinkedIn myself.
Don't LinkedIn. Travis, get off of LinkedIn.
I'm 24 years old. This is great.
That's nice. That's not bad. All right, we got to wrap it up. But Travis, what's going on with you? Obviously, Thursday we got that thing going on. What's one thing that you would like to do? Because we're together. And we're going to create some really wonderful underground things, and all of our personalities are great, and we're going to be able to get different information from different people in the only ways that we can do it. What's one thing that you would like to do in the upcoming year? What's one thing you want to expose? What's one issue that you're currently concerned about that you don't feel is getting enough national press?
I want there to be a millennial political voice that's not too left and too right.
Right.
I just want logical people talking about logical things in a logical manner, but also funny. And
Got to be funny.
That's what I hope something comes out of that. I'm so sick of these people.
These blowhards.
They're just a bunch of blowhards and
bunch of shills.
And but at the same time, look me up at the Lindy West on Twitter, and we'll have a great time.
That's right.
Oh, she's blocked me, by the way.
Oh, did she block you?
Yeah. And so
what a wonderful woman of free choice and free speech.
So did Jamie Kilstein.
They blocked you.
They both blocked me.
Okay, first of all,
they really love
boycott. If you block somebody, you're not allowed. You're not allowed to talk if you block.
Sure.
You're not allowed to do it. The whole point of the internet, again, going back to what I was saying before, the whole point is free expression, right? And these folks, these Jamie Kilsteins types, I do like Lee Camp. But when you market yourself with a party,
a political identity.
party,
then
you can no longer sway. There's no room for movement because these are your financiers.
Yeah.
So all these individuals who go out there and shit on, politicians because, Newt Gingrich is financed by Sheldon Adelson, so he's going to be for big casinos in Vegas. It's like you can't make fun of him because he's just doing the exact same thing that you're doing.
Yeah.
As soon as you live in a world where you can no longer have free thought because you're concerned about the bottom line, which is cash, you've done something wrong.
Well, that's what's nice about no longer working for James O'Keefe is that I got my last paycheck and I'm done, and I'm keeping that hidden camera and I'm going to use it for whatever I want to use it for.
That's right. So, and we're going to do a bunch of fun stuff with it.
You're goddamn
That's
right.
right. Kat, yourself, what do you want to? What's one thing that you would like to change in this next year? What's one thing that we can do?
I just, political correctness is ruining this country. I 100% think that. You can't have a real conversation with anybody. Nobody even actually knows anything about... This was the whole idea is like, okay, we want to get to learn about other cultures and all get along, but that's impossible now because if you're around somebody that you think, oh my God, maybe I'll say, was that offensive? I don't know. Was that... You can't even say anything.
Walking on eggshells.
You're walking on eggshells. all the time. And with the internet, it's so easy for one person posts one thing about you, it gets shared. The next thing you know, you have to like move to Nebraska and like live in a little hut, and your whole life is over.
It's all done.
All it takes is like, one little microaggression.
Yeah, and you look at that Mark Cuban thing, he was just talking. When people talk honestly, occasionally some folks are going to be offended by it, but yeah, we have to keep honest conversation going. Otherwise, everyone's going to be mute, and then the new world order takes over.
Oh my God.
They've already done.
All right, everyone. That's Katherine Timpf on Twitter.
Yes, KC Timpf.
KC Timpf.
My middle name's Claire with no I.
Catherine Claire Timpf.
No I, because it's after the poor Claire nuns. My family's Catholic.
Well, they couldn't have named you worse. And then we have Travis Irvine here. And Travis, let's get these Twitter scores up. What do you got, 400 followers?
At the Travis
The
Irvine.
Travis Irvine.
Yeah.
Can I change that? Because the Lindy West.
It hurts you.
Yeah. Should I take the out?
No, leave it the. I like the. You're
all
a
the
strong
other Travis
man.
Irvines are Canadian, so I didn't know what to do.
Canadians.
Yeah, don't be associated. All right, that's Marcus Parks on Twitter. I'm Ben Kissel on Twitter, and come out on Thursday to Columbia. There, it's the only bookstore around, I suppose. And we'll talk to you guys very soon.
Oh, and by the way,
wait.
when you bing Marcus Parks, it says also consider Ben Kissel.
Hey, not bad. That's very nice. And
They're
of course,
buddies. They're buddies.
the roast of Marcus Parks is going to be June 1st right here at the Creek in the Cave at 8 p.m.
great.
So
It's gonna be great.
come out for that. We're going to make fun of his teeth and a whole bunch of different things.
They're falling out.
Yeah, the reason.
Tooth's turning.
Marcus literally uttered the sentence, "Gotta quit smoking because one of my teeth turned." He did.
One of my teeth turned.
No. Yeah, one of my teeth turned.
Turning. It's turning. It's turning.
It hasn't
See,
turned
it's
yet.
not turned yet, guys.
It hasn't turned yet.
It's not turned yet. It's
still
turning.
All right,
turning.
let's wrap it up.